What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Back at y'all with another one. And I gotta ask y'all a question. I gotta ask everybody a question. Now we know that Steph Curry achieved a monumental, historic record for 3 pointers. But at the same token, LeBron James is on pace, if all goes well, barring no injury, nothing that comes about. He's on pace to become the NBA's leading scorer of all time leader in points, in which right now at this point in time, as it stands, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I got to ask a question. I got to ask everybody, which record is more significant? You know, you have some people that look at Steph Curry as, changing the games, uh, making shooting a beautiful thing to watch, a magnificent thing to watch, and being able to do some things that not very many people are able to do in terms of the art of shooting. And then of course you have LeBron James, who's he's known as a facilitator, all around player, athleticism and everything. But because of his longevity and him being in the game so long and his durability, with the exception of the last couple of years or whatnot, because of him aging and everything, he's been able to accomplish what looks to be, if all goes well, the all-time leader in points. And he's not known just primarily for his offense. So you could look at it from that aspect. He's known as a more facilitator, all around player. He's not always looking to score the basketball. But because he's been in the game so long and he's been consistent, and also the length of the seasons that he's been in, it it was inevitable for him to get there, for him to get the record. We already knew that he was about to get it. He hasn't got it yet, but it looks to be that way. But we have to ask which is more significant. In my opinion, I would have to go with LeBron. That's more significant, but I think Steph Curry's 3-point shooting record, him passing Ray Allen, it was more of a beautiful thing to watch. But which one is more significant? It's the scoring, because at the end of the day, people look at the points. They look at the scoreboard and they look how many points a player has. Sometimes they define that player by how many points that that particular player scored per game. You know, it they'll look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and be like, "Oh snap! With Kareem, he's all-time lead. leading scorer. So he's got to be in the argument for the GOAT. And they're going to do the same thing, for LeBron, even though he's already in the GOAT conversation in many people's eyes. Um, you know, I just have to ask that question because you know Steph Curry, he's been well consistent for the most part. People got to realize that Steph Curry, when he first came into the league, he didn't start off things didn't start off that good for him. He was constantly getting hurt, with the ankle situation. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't doubt Steph Curry, but I raised my eyebrows a little bit, because I was like, man, is this guy going to is they drafted him, and he looked like a kid amongst men, which I mean he really really was, you know what I'm saying, if you look at it in terms of his age. But then I started to notice, okay, yeah, this guy, as soon as Mark Jackson started to really trust him and have him carry more responsibility, I started to look at him and I was like, okay, this guy is truly, talented. But never did I think that he would do something like this. And the thing about it is too, see, one can argue the significance of both of the records because think about it, Curry right now is still young. LeBron, even though he keeps his body in shape, he's still aging. And LeBron's got a good, 3 years left in him. You know, some people feel like it's less than that. But I think LeBron has about a good 3 years in him. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and cap. Now, if he continues to have to stress about, okay, yeah, we got to get rid of this player, we got to do this, and all the weight on his shoulders and stuff like that, then okay, some harm might come out of that, But for the most part, I really don't see that taking place. Now, in Steph Curry's situation, he's on pace for it's going to be damn near impossible for somebody to get the 3-point record because of his accuracy. He's really accurate from from the 3-point land. So we have to look at it from that perspective. And I think, like, Steve Kerr, his highest he has the highest 3-point percentage ever. You know what I'm saying? At 45.4%. You know, uh, I think next is Hubert Davis, and then you know, believe it or not, Seth Curry. You know, Seth Curry has a higher percentage than his brother. But see, the thing about it is that the 3-point makes is way higher than all of those guys. Like when you look at Steve Kerr, he shot 726 threes. Well, guess what? And a guy like Tim Legler over the course of his career, I think he shot 200 200 and or he made 210. Steph Curry has made 2,900 with 2986. Kyle Korver made 2450, 2,450. And Steve Nash was in the thousands. Of course, Klay Thompson was in the thousands. Wesley Person. I don't know if y'all remember Wesley Person, but he was the brother of Chuck Person, the rifleman. He was in the thousands. Now, the only the only people that I think that might have a chance, and just depending on how accurate they are, you might look at a guy like Duncan Robinson. I know many people don't really. They're like, what? Duncan Robinson, because he's just a catch and shoot player. And then when you look at Duncan Robinson, because Steph Curry is a superstar, people are gonna be like, oh well, nah, he'll never do that because Steph Curry's got the handle. Steph Curry has more responsibility on his team, and Steph Curry can do a lot more. I get it. You're gonna look at Duncan Robinson and be like, nah, he ain't gonna get it just because he's just known for a spot up shooter. What's up with it, Swish Life? I see you in the building. That's the only reason. But I want to know, who do you feel or which record do you feel is more significant? There's a lot of people that love the art of the 3-point shot. There's a lot of people that love LeBron's style, him going to the basket and him doing other things or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Some people love the mid range. Some people love the art of having a high field goal percentage. Some people love guys that can get a 50 piece or 60, or even 70 points in the case of a couple of players like well, no, it's been numerous players. Matter of fact, I was looking at I think Wilt Chamberlain had like he had a 78 point game. That's crazy. That's insane. I would have thought that Wilt would have been the leading scorer of all time, but we or would have kept it. But you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he stayed in the game long enough to get it, and he did it with a hook shot. You know, but yeah, that's what I had to ask, man. You know, I really feel like the like I said, I break it down into two. The more significant record is LeBron's, all-time leading scorer, and then the more beautiful record, I would say is the 3-point record. You know what I'm saying? Because it's absolutely amazing that a guy can shoot like that, man. You know, there's guys, man, that will work on their jumper, work on their shooting for for forever, and they will never be able to shoot like Steph Curry. Not at all. It's gonna be impossible, man, for somebody to get it. Gonna be impossible. But y'all tell me what you think. Leave your comments. You, you said, yeah, shooting is born. It's so born with the ability. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Just like with, natural, scoring. scoring ability. But I believe that you can. I'm not saying you could be trash and then automatically you're gonna be an NBA player overnight. No, but if let's say you're not that great of a shooter, let's say you come into the league and you're not that great of a shooter, you can evolve into a decent 3-point shooter. That's what Jason Kidd did, you know, and he was reliable from downtown. But that's because, as you get older, you you start to figure out certain things in certain parts of your game and stuff like that. That's just the same thing that I was talking about with Hakeem Olajuwon just a little bit earlier. A young Hakeem was, jumping all over the place, trying to block everything, trying to do this, trying to do that. But I think he figured out, okay, I can conserve my energy, but still I can still utilize, certain moves in the post and be deadly and just as deadly and effective, even though I can't quite get up and down like like what I used to, or I'm not as athletic as what I used to be. I could still be cerebral, if that makes any sense. But for Steph Curry, he doesn't have a problem with that. The only see, look, the only knock that is going to be on Steph Curry if he doesn't accomplish this, which I have faith in him. I have faith in him that the next time he gets into a finals, he'll get a Finals MVP. The only knock on him is that people say that he can't get it done when it really matters in terms of the playoffs, in terms of the championships and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest knock against him. But I think he's working on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what Kendrick Perkins says that uh, he folds in big moments and stuff like that. That's what they say, and everybody recognizes that. But I believe one thing that I'm not a fool now. I know that okay, he's listening to a lot of this stuff. He's hearing that okay, you got to have a Finals MVP on your resume. Andre Iguodala got a Finals MVP and you don't. Yeah, the unanimous MVP. That's historic too. That's historic too. A unanimous MVP. That's so that's two things in history that this man has accomplished. But the art of shooting it's a beautiful thing. I think the more attractive record is the 3-point shot, but the most important record is the all-time leader in points. But a lot of guys wish they had either one because he'll always be, remember for that. Like on every video, you gotta think about it. On every, pretty much, he's lights out on every single game that you play. Like he's automatic from there. That's what he's gonna be known for. You, it's just nothing. It's absolutely nothing that you could do unless you run into Thibault. Thibault. I think Thibault is his kryptonite, even though they're not gonna play each other unless they get to the finals or something like that. But I think some people are looking at film from Thibault on the 76ers because he did a great job on Steph Curry. And of course, everybody, shooters always have that night. Steph Curry, I think his legs were starting to, get a little bit tired. He was starting to get a little fatigued. Then on top of that, they had that East Coast swing, so your body has to get adjusted, things of that nature, and then he didn't the following game he didn't play good against Indiana. But then once he got to the Garden, even though in the Garden, I don't even think he was that efficient when he played in the Garden. I don't think he was. Wait, I don't think he was that efficient. Let me look at it. Hold on. Okay, now hold on 1 minute, y'all. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Now, for Steph Curry, I mean, he had a it was an okay game. I mean, he was 5 for 14 from 3 pointers. You know what I'm saying? That's not like Steph Curry. Even 8 of 19, which I mean that's not all that bad, but that ain't all that good either. Steph Curry shooting is usually like is well over is usually well over 50%, and then his 3 pointers are pretty much at the in the 40s or 30s 39 and stuff like that. But you're not lately. He hasn't been shooting like that. He hasn't been shooting like that. Even though he got the record, he hasn't been shooting like that. But hey, you got to go through certain struggles, and that's what Steph Curry had went through. I honestly believe right now that nobody is ever gonna in this lifetime. I think by the time somebody reaches that rate, I'll be gone. We'll all be gone. So appreciate everybody pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Till then, man, it's Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment, man. I get at y'all later.